Brother Kundalini. Here I am again, back at it. I wanted to break down the winter solstice. Sister posted something on Facebook. She was having a winter solstice event, and I had asked permission to speak, and she said, I already got speakers. I say, well, are any other speakers talking about the winter solstice? You have an event on the winter solstice and you don't have a speaker, you talk about the winter solstice. Well, I'm going to break down the winter solstice. You have what you call December 25th. This is supposed to be the birth of Christ. You go back to the ancient mythology. This is nothing more than the ancient Babylonian text, the ancient Sumerian text, the ancient Kemetic text. This is an ancient mythology where the sun drops on the 22nd and rises again on the 25th. This is called the winter solstice, which is the shortest day of the year because the sun dies out. And then the sun starts back again on his axis. You could get a book, The Greatest Story Ever Sold. I can't think of the author's name. She also put out Sons of God. If you pull the titles of the book, the author will come up. It's some start with an A. But she goes in on this ancient mythology. And this is also ties into what you call the Baphomet, that people call evil. The Knights Templar, who are the Moor at that time, gave homage to the Baphomet. Levi later took that and made it for the satanic symbol with the pentagram going upside down. But just like all of our information, they take our symbols and corrupt them. But let's go into the Baphomet. And let's go into the winter solstice, because all this is tied in together. Because the sun is in Capricorn, which is the goat. We call it the goat head, which is also a form of Saturn, which is another form of Satan. Get Liz Green book, Saturn, a new look at an old devil. And it goes in to break down of Saturn, which is Saturday, which is your astrology, which is Capricorn, which is another form of Pan. You get the symbol of Pan-African, Pan being the goat-headed god. Very symbolic. And it also ties into the child, which is the birth of the Christ, or the Heru, or the Tammuz. See, when you don't study mythology and you so caught up on just religion, you never gonna know this information. So the goat is when the sun goes into Capricorn. Capricorn represents the goat, which drags the sun down. The goat is considered like a dirty animal. The goat, man, is something, but the goat also represents greatness. That's why you use the symbol of goat, the greatest of all time. All that is turned in because it represents the death and the resurrection of the sun, and the sun is in Capricorn when it goes into a new year. It closes out the year and it goes into the new year. Saturn is the black planet. It's the planet of karma. It's the planet of melanin, which is pitch black. The Grand Reaper, which is a symbol of death, which is the sickle. I got to break down these symbols. Breaking down the Baphomet, which is tied into this, or you say all these rappers are worshiping the Baphomet and the Baphomet this. They know the damn science. The Baphomet is not a symbol of evil. It can be used for evil, But just because something is used for evil does not make it evil. We have to know these symbols. So the winter solstice ties into the death and resurrection of the sun when the sun is in Capricorn, which is a symbol of Pan, which is the symbol of the goat, which is the symbol of Saturn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, Satan, melanin. And we got to go into all this information. I had to do this is very quick. I can't really go into details, but I hope I provided enough, and I'm going to do more updates and more information on this winter solstice.